sponsored by Chevrolet, who invite you to take charge of a new Chevrolet car or truck at your Chevrolet dealers now. And by Honeywell, you should see what we do with computers.
Big game tonight, huh?
You gonna be there?
I'll be there.
Frank, I need this analysis before you leave.
When you've got an important deadline, you need a Honeywell office automation system. Using a desktop terminal, executives can organize data, analyze statistics, and get their work done. At Honeywell, we know how important it can be to meet a deadline. Honeywell, you should see what we do with computers.
I figure once ought to be enough to fix any car problem. I don't have time to keep going back and back and back.
Hi, didn't I see you in here the other day with a bad case of pre-ignition? Problem?
Nope, liked your work, Mr. Goodwrench. Brought my wife's car in for an oil change and filters.
Mr. Goodwrench has genuine GM parts available, and GM-trained mechanics pledged to fix your GM car right the first time.
Keep that great GM feeling.
Mr. Goodwrench makes me want to come back.
With genuine GM parts.
NCAA football live on CBS from Lawrence, Kansas, where it was a beautiful day, but rain clouds now threaten. Good afternoon. I'm Frank Herzog. You know today this game will feature great running backs. But what could be pivotal in this game is the performance of the two quarterbacks, who are very different. When you talk about signal callers, who better to talk to than former Michigan quarterback Dennis Franklin? What about these two quarterbacks?
Well, Frank Sire is very good on the intermediate type passes. He's very effective moving the team from 20 to 20, but the goal for him today is get the team in the end zone.
Tell us about this kid from Tulsa.
Skip Ast is going to be called on to make the right split-second decision on that outside veer option.
Let's look at the teams overall. What must Kansas do today to get a win?
Well, I feel that Kansas will move the ball effectively on offense. The key for them is to stop Tulsa's veer option offense.
And for Tulsa?
Tulsa, obviously, because they're a one-dimension type offense, they have to establish that option.
Here, the Golden Hurricane, the University of Tulsa. John Cooper, the head coach, knows he's got an upset 2 weeks ago against Oklahoma State. If he can pull off one here today in Lawrence, Kansas, could be a great season for the Hurricane. But they are banged up and injured. And here are the Jayhawks of the University of Kansas. Don Van Brow knows that he's been dealt aces. 3 games. He's had a win, a loss, and a tie. He must get a win today for Kansas, because next Saturday they start Big 8 play against Oklahoma State. Kansas and Tulsa ready to go. We'll be back with the opening kickoff right after these messages. The coin toss at the center field has been completed. Tulsa will receive the kick, defend the goal to your right. Weather conditions, a 30% chance of rain here today. It rained in Lawrence overnight, stopped at about noon today. The field about an hour ago seemed to be dry, a little damp. They say that will help the traction here. However, there are rain clouds on the horizon. If the rain comes in, it's going to get slippery. Whose advantage is that? There's Kerwin Bell.
Frank, I've got to believe that if it rains and gets wet down there on the field, that it's got to be an advantage to Kansas, because they have the bigger of the offensive people, and Tulsa relies heavily on their speed and their quickness of their defense.
Bruce Kalmar to kick off. He is an excellent kicker for Kansas. And back deep, May and Lacey. Line drive into the end zone, no return. It will be 1st and 10 Tulsa from their own 20. There's your backfield. Skip Ast. The running back, Michael Gunter, averaging 9.3 yards per carry, 3 touchdowns this year. The fullback, Ken Lacey. At split end, Kirk Phillips. And at flanker, Keith Estes. John Green, the starting flanker, will not play today. Estes to the near side. Phillips flanked out to the top of your screen. Here comes Gunter. Averages 9, he got 12. Elvis Patterson, the right cornerback, came up to make the stop. First and 10, Tulsa. The ball at the 32. The defensive line for Kansas. Walter Parrish is a key player, that nose guard, 61. The linebackers, Mike Arbanis, yes, he is the son of Fred Arbanis. Motion this time by Estes. The quick hitter up the middle. That'll be good for 4 yards. Mark Wilbur's on the stop. We got a flag. Personal foul against Kansas.
Frank, one of the keys for Tulsa, you've mentioned that that Kansas will line up the nose guard, number 61, Walt Parrish, on the center. Now, Kansas sometimes will move him, offset him, and put him in an even defense, and I believe that Skip Ast is going to be asked to audible into that, and I think that's what caused that first big down play on the first play of the game.
John McClintock, the referee, is mic'd. He will be able to explain a lot of the rule changes and penalties for us today. First down. Gunner that time piled up. He may have gotten a yard. Eddie Simmons, the starting right linebacker, came up to force the play. Rain clouds off to the horizon here. A threat of rain, 30% chance. Right now the track is dry. Second down and 7 for Tampa, for Tulsa. Again, motion by the tight end, Steinhauer. Uh-oh. Now the question, were they drawn offsides or did they just jump?
Well, you had movement in the backfield. Number 22, Michael Gunther, moved, so it's up to the ref.
It's against Kansas for jumping. But a halfback can move. The defensive lineman cannot.
Good point.
So that'll cost another 5 yards. And Tulsa's now picked up 15 yards on consecutive penalties. There's the numbers on Michael Gunter. 345 rushing this year alone in 3 games. 3 touchdowns. His longest run has been 79 yards. The split backfield behind Ast. The quick hitter up the middle. This time it's Lacey and Parrish on the stop. First down. First down for Tulsa. And so far, Dennis, I would imagine this drive is going exactly the way John Cooper hoped it would.
Precisely, Frank. It's a control-type offense, and they've got to set up the big plays. What they want to do is continue to hit inside, set up that outside veer, and possibly a deep pass from time to time.
On first down, the first pass of the day. Keith Estes, the intended receiver, he dropped it. Demerit was covering on the pass play. That brings up second down and 10. In talking to the Tulsa people this week, we've determined that they aren't really concerned if they face second and 10, even third and 10. They are a big play team. They believe with the option game and this veer attack, they can get the yardage they need. The pitch this time. This is Lacey. Tried to turn it and got some yardage. He's inside the 35 at the 32-yard line before Ed Simmons could knock him out of bounds.
Here you take a look. You can see Ast here. We talked about at the top of the show, the split-second decision. You see he had to make that decision on the line of scrimmage very quickly, whether or not to pitch it back to Ken Lacey. He made the right play, and they picked up 5 or 6 yards.
All right. Third down, 4 yards to go. This is a big play for Tulsa. Fumble. I believe Ast got it back, but that'll bring up fourth down. Parkey Alexander was in on the play, and it looked like a fumble on the exchange.
What happens here on defense, Parkey Alexander, the defensive end from Kansas, he is told to go in and break up that mesh, go after the quarterback and cause some disruption between the rhythm of the quarterback and that outside halfback, and that's exactly what he did.
Punting situation. They've decided not to go for the field goal. The drive stops at the 36-yard line. Going for the corner. And it's into the end zone for a touchback. So Tulsa drives the ball down the field from their own 20 down to the Kansas 36, but they walk away empty-handed. Kerwin Bell waits, and so do we. Kansas touches the ball first when we come back.
Right now, the one thing you want most is...
Number 4, he is the deep back. They're behind E.J. Jones. He gets the call and gets hit. Yesterday, during the Kansas practice, I had an opportunity to talk to Kerwin Bell about the fact that he's coming back from a ligament injury, coming back after a year away from football. I asked him, when would the butterflies start?
I'm not quite sure. I haven't felt that much pressure myself. It doesn't seem like it's been that long. I mean, I feel like I've been in the season all the way after I was hurting up to now, and I think that may start tomorrow, but I think it'll really be when I first step on the field. That's when I think I will feel it.
Third down and 15. Sire must pass. His man, 86. Garfield Taylor makes the reception, but it's not enough. Kerwin Bell is out. He's still got to feel the butterflies, Dennis.
He certainly does. He's only been in for one offensive play. But Garfield Taylor, who made that reception, was the leading rusher on the football team last year with 728 yards. So he's been in there before.
Bucky Scribner, the kick. Oh, he boomed it. Look at it. Bounces at the goal line and into the end zone for a touchback. Scribner, a tremendous punter, got one off that time, 63 yards. It'll come back to the 20, where Tulsa will get the ball for the second time this afternoon. Still, no one has scored. We'll be back right after these messages. Well, Dennis Franklin, Kerwin Bell went in, got the ball for the first time. He lost yardage on the run, but is he feeling better now?
Well, I should think so. The fact that, he just got into the ball game on one play has got to take some of the pressure off, but I'm sure he wants to get in there and get his first down before he'll relax.
Tulsa starts again where it had the ball before, at their own 20-yard line. Again, it's the tight end who shifts sides of the field. There's the quick hitter up the middle, Lacey. 8 yards on the carry to bring up second down and 2. We've got a defensive player for Kansas down, one of the defensive linemen. The trainers get out to take a look at him. It's Broderick Thompson, 95. From El Cerritos, California. He's a senior. This stops action for a while. Broderick Thompson will get up and be helped off the field. But he limps off. We'll see if he comes back. Ken Powers will take his place. Still no score between Tulsa and Kansas. Football on CBS. We're back live in Lawrence, Kansas. Frank Herzog along with Dennis Franklin. Second down and 2 for Tulsa. Again, the quick hitter. Again, it's Lacey on the carry. He's got the first down. Kansas says they have the football with a fumble. The officials will decide once they get everybody unwrapped there. That's a tangle.
Frank, we've seen Tulsa now on the first 2 plays of this series run that inside veer. That's the play that they want to run. They know they have to run it in order to be effective offensively. Kansas, on the other hand, has got to make that adjustment inside. You can see it right here. The quarterback reverse turns, hands the ball off on the inside veer. They get good blocking, but the ball was loose.
Pass number 2, and again it's dropped. This time the intended receiver was David Hersey. A little upset with himself. Flag on the play. It was thrown before the pass was thrown. Kind of got a hint from the Tulsa people today that they might try to go for the home run in this game. and feeling from both sides, Dennis, that it's going to be important to get the early lead.
Well, Tulsa has to set up the home run. What they'll do is, like we said before, run inside and continue to pound away and try to get the defense to relax. And at that point, they'll call for the deep pass and hopefully will be successful.
There are the officials today. As we said, John McClintock, the referee from the Big 8. Motion against Tulsa. First down and 15 from their own 30. And familiar split backfield. Lacey again. He got the 5 yards of the penalty back. Ed Simmons on the stop, along with Tim Freeze. There's Lacey's career statistics. Going into this game, he had rushed for 201 yards this season and a touchdown. His longest run has been 20 yards. He's up over the 50-yard mark now in this game already. Here he goes again. 4 yards on the carry. Walter Parrish, the nose guard, got it. The Tulsa band. Dennis, what about field conditions right now? Are there any problems down there with it being just slightly damp?
I really don't think so, Frank. The field was a little damp when we went down earlier at the beginning of the ball game, but because of the heat out here, I believe it's dried up.
Third down, a long 5 yards for Tulsa. The pass, out of bounds.
Frank, you could see there Skip Ast, who's not known for his passing, having to go to his left, which is very difficult for a right-hand quarterback, and he let the ball float away from him, and it went up into the stands for the incomplete pass. Very tough play to complete.
The drive stops at the Tulsa 40. Cook is in the punt. Gets off a relatively short kick. Bearcats take it. Kansas will get the football back in fairly decent field position. First and 10 from their own 28 after a 33-yard punt. We've got a defensive battle cooking so far in Lawrence. Still no score between the Jayhawks and the Hurricane. The wind was blowing from the left to the right there across your screen. Now it has shifted to the other direction. We can feel a cool breeze coming in. Feels like rain, Dennis.
Well, let's hope not.
Look at this. Pittsburgh came back. West Virginia had them down 13-0. LSU is pulling off the upset of the day. First and 10 for Kansas. It's Kerwin Bell back in the ball game. With the ball. And again, for the second time today, he loses yardage on a carry. Blankenship that time on the tackle. John Blankenship, number 84 for Tulsa, the left defensive end. A licensed Baptist minister. There's Kerwin Bell's statistics. That for just his freshman year and the first 3 games of his sophomore year. His freshman year alone, he rushed for 1,114 yards. Again, the I formation for Kansas. That time he made yardage. John Blankenship again on the tackle.
We've seen Kerwin in now for 2 offensive plays on this series and 1 prior. I think Kansas has got to realize that he's been out for a long time, number 1. Number 2, Tulsa is going to be keying on him because they were aware that Kerwin was going to play today. So look for Kansas to use Kerwin as a decoy real soon. It seems like they're trying to set him up for a pass.
Third down now and 8, an obvious passing situation. Capers out to the far side. Johnson to the near. Slipped. Wet surface probably at that end of the field, I would guess. That's a sure sign of it. Kevin Lilly covered Frank Sire after he fell. Kansas started with the ball at their own 28. Now they're forced to punt away from their own 24. Back deep is Brent Davis for Tampa. Here's Bucky Scribner. 62-yard punt, his first punt of the day. That's his longest this year. On a fair catch by the up back, Tulsa will take over with the best field position they've had all day at their own 33. 43 yards on that punt. Each time, I think, that Tulsa's defense forces a punt, Dennis, you can see those defensive coaches here on the near side of the field breathe a sigh of relief. They are worried today about what Kansas might do. First and 10, Tulsa. Gunner. It's a tough 4 yards. Simmons and Gentry combine to make the tackle. Second down, 5 yards to go. One receiver wide to the far side, the top of your screen. 87, Keith Estes. Two tight ends in the ball game now. They go with Lacey. Dennis Lacey has found a great deal of success here early in the ball game. What is Tulsa doing? Or maybe what is Kansas doing wrong?
Well, you can see here that Skip Ash just hands the ball off to Lacey, but look at the line blocking up front. 79, 58, Sid Abramowitz and Steve Cox. Double teaming, pushing those defensive Kansas people out of the way. That's the key so far for Tulsa.
Lacey now with 8 carries for 47 yards. First and 10, Tulsa, the 46. This time it's Gunner who gets the quick hitter up the middle. And Simmons in the stop. For the second time today, Tulsa has moved into Kansas territory.
You know, Frank, the other thing about these offensive backs from Tulsa, Mike Gunner and Ken Lacey, they both have a lot of experience. Lacey moved over from tailback this year to the fullback position. They read the blocks of the offensive linemen very well, and that oftentimes makes the linemen look better than the block.
Again, look at the two tight end formation. That time the fake and the keeper. No gain. They wrapped that up in a hurry. Elvis Patterson, the right cornerback, the junior from Houston.
Number 12, get mad.
Skip Ast, you just saw him get the signal from the sideline from his offensive coordinator for the next play they want. Again, they go two tight ends. Again, the wide receiver is out of your picture at the top of the screen. Lacey, big hole. A step away from breaking it. Elvis Patterson more cross body blocked him than tackled him. Lacey's hobbled a little.
Take a look here. Watch this double team right there on number 99, and a great cutback by number 5, Ken Lacey. Just a tremendous football play, made up, set up really by Ken Lacey, and a great cutback behind number 79, Sid Abramowitz.
And that was a perfect example of what the veer is. The runner veering off to the left as he got through the hole and he saw it develop. Lacey out of the ball game. Play action fake. Complete. Johnny Horton with the first reception of the day. First completion in 4 attempts for Skip Ast.
Tulsa's really running their offense here. You can see the fake inside, and look at the Kansas defense just collapse because they're so concerned about that veer inside option, and a great pass out to the outlet by Skip Ash there to his tailback Horton.
2nd and 1 from the Kansas 28. Lacey fumbles the football, picked up by Kansas. Robert Gentry, the free safety, recovered the fumble.
Well, here's one of the reasons why the Kansas defense wanted to make sure that Tulsa did not get any big plays today. Because if you make them grind it out, the opportunity for a turnover increases. The more time they have to handle that football on that veer option, the greater the chances of a turnover. And there you see it, Kansas gets the fumble, and now they have the possession.
Kerwin Bell in the ballgame. 1st and 10 from the Kansas 20-yard line. Motion. The tackle on this side of the field. Illegal procedure. Kerwin Bell in the backfield now, along with E.J. Jones, the fullback. The tackle that caused the fumble was delivered by Arbanis. Tulsa has to be a little disappointed by fumbling the ball. They know they're going to fumble a little with that option game. But last year, they led the nation in turnover ratio. They got the ball back more than they gave it away. This year, it hasn't been that good. First down, 15. Fumble. Sire will get out of trouble. Certain disaster turns into a 5-6 yard gain. Renwick Atkins made a key block.
Well, Sire here lost the ball on the exchange from the center, but he keeps his cool, picks it up, and turns what could have been a disastrous play into a 5-yard pickup.
Can I see the first part of that replay again? I believe Atkins knocked the ball loose from Sire. The left tackle pulling. Second down and 9. Kerwin Bell. A gain of 3, possibly 4 yards on the carry. Babbage in on the tackle. Here's that play before. See the pulling man there, knocked the ball right out. Number 75.
K.C. Brown.
K.C. Brown did it. Sire didn't get away from that center.
Well, that's a problem. When you're a quarterback, they teach you to bring that ball into your stomach. They call it the third pocket.
All right, it's third down now. 5 yards to go for Kansas. Sire looking. Wide open, Capers. Estelle. Darren Green on the reception from Lawrence, Kansas, a junior. First and 10, Kansas, their own 36-yard line. Capers wide out here to the near side. He's out of your picture. E.J. Jones, the big fullback, bruises it out to the 40-yard line. Gain of 4. It'll be 2nd and 6. Again, Babbage, very active left linebacker for Tulsa, in on the stop.
It's a real important drive for Kansas, Frank. First of all, being able to benefit from a turnover and getting the turnover back in their own, their own end of the field. Now they're making first downs, picking up first downs, and moving the football. Real important series.
Again, the big carry. Jones, first down. Kansas is moving the football. Cooper. We have a minute left to go here in the first quarter. If you've just joined us, I'm Frank Herzog along with Dennis Franklin in Lawrence, Kansas. Kansas and Tulsa are scoreless in this football game. The Kansas offense has had some problems getting on track today. This is the first drive that they've mounted. Whistle stopped the play. Illegal procedure again against Kansas.
What's happening here, Frank Sire, the quarterback from Kansas, is going on the quick counts a lot of times, and he's going to have to change his cadence to give his team a chance to get set before they're ready to go. He just walks up to the line, and the first sound they hear, some of them are ready to go and others aren't. So it'd be a good idea for him to change his cadence, which is the signals that he calls, and go on like a second or third count.
Bob Johnson is flanked out at the top of your screen. Capers is down here at the bottom. Again, Cooper. It was 1st and 15. It'll be 2nd down and about 12. Look at this one at halftime. Wichita State in front of West Texas State by 3. 7-7 tie there with Georgia. Herschel Walker injured. Sire again trying the pass. Good protection. Capers with a nice comeback pattern. Complete. Mark it at the 30, make it the 24-yard line at the end of the first quarter. Kansas with its deepest penetration into Tulsa territory in this first quarter.
This is a big play set up totally by Sire and Capers. What Capers does here, Sire will abide for more time, running around, looking for Capers. Capers comes back to the ball, gets a good throw, big play.
Born of tradition, nurtured.
In that first quarter. Almost a moral victory for Tulsa to be scoreless after one quarter of play.
Well, I think he's really pleased that his team has finally come to life here early in the second quarter and is in good field position to score.
Fumble. Loose ball. Tulsa has it. Turnovers.
Believe me, that won't make Coach Don Fambrough very happy.
The Tulsa coaches are delighted. There's John Cooper. He says his priorities for a football team are #1, defense, #2, the kicking game, and #3, the offense. Well, his defense just got a turnover. He's got to be happy. Carl Pendleton, the defensive right end, made the fumble recovery.
It's a very, very boring philosophy.
If you're a quarterback, I think so. 1st and 10. There's that quick hitter again. And again, Lacey gets good yardage there. Dennis, the Kansas people were very intent on stopping that very play, and Tulsa's having success with it.
Yeah, they're not, they thought they could stop it two ways. Number one, 61, Walter Parrish, the middle guard. They were going to move him, shift him to the side of the strength to stop the outside veer. But thus far, they've been ineffective.
This time the pitch. And again, you can see it's a little slippery down in that part of the field. Gunner lost his footing. Arbanis and Wilbers. Again, it rained here all night long, stopped at about noon today. The field has had a chance to dry off, but in some areas, like right there, it hasn't dried completely.
And the field really is in a deceiving type of, it's very deceiving because it looks like it's dry in a lot of areas, and it's not.
It's 3rd down and 4. Lacey again, and I think he's close to the first down. They'll mark it just beyond the Tulsa 30-yard line. They had to get to the 31. They're going to measure. Now there's a view. Lacey's numbers today, 67 yards. That tells me something, Dennis. It tells me that offensive line has beaten the Kansas defensive line off the ball.
That's true, and you got to give Lacey a lot of credit because he's made some spectacular cuts behind his offensive line. Steve Cox and Sid Abramowitz that we talked about earlier. Lacey's made some great cuts off their blocks, and that's the reason why he's got 67 yards so far.
Steve Cook to punt for Tulsa, averaging 40 yards per kick. Back deep for Kansas, Darren Green. Low kick. Green's going to return it. Oh, look at the hole. Look at the hole. He's gone. They are waving the wheat in Kansas. That's the cheer, waving the wheat. Kansas is on the board.
Take a look. Darren Green here. What happens? Tulsa overruns the play. Darren Green, number 22, a hometown boy from Lawrence, Texas, just cuts right up the middle, and there was nothing there but speed and a bunch of blue sky. He just ran like the wind.
Look at him wave.
76 yards.
Waving the wheat. Darren Green with a 76-yard punt return for a touchdown. Maybe that will bring this Kansas team alive. The extra point. It's Parents' Day, and Darren Green Kansas parents from Lawrence, Kansas are up there in this stand awful happy. Kansas has taken the lead on a 76-yard punt return. It's Kansas by 7.
We are USA 1, taking charge with the new Cavaliers, with a new high-compression electronic fuel-injected 2-liter engine, available 5-speed transmission, and a new lower price. It's powered by Chevrolet's determination to put Cavalier on top and priced to keep it there. A full line of new Cavaliers from America's sales leader. USA 1 is taking charge.
Aladdin's all-steel Stanley thermos is today's stand.
Take a look here. Darren Green, number 22. He does himself a lot of good. He makes that move to the outside like he's going outside. All the Tulsa people go to the outside. The key block there on number 11. And after that, it was nothing but his sure speed. And nobody comes even close to Darren Green.
Here comes Crum's kickoff now as Kansas with a 7-0 lead. I want to talk to you a moment about who had the lead first in this ball game and how important it is. On the near side is May, and on the far side is Phillips. It will be Phillips to take the ball at the 3. To the 23. A 20-yard kickoff return, and Dennis, let's talk about that. I've heard the theory expounded in the last couple of days. Very critical. The first team to score in this game may win it. Agree?
Well, Coach Don Fambro felt like it was important for his team to score first because he was afraid that the team would get flat if Tulsa scored. And the other thing is Tulsa is such a control type of offense that if they get that lead, they can sit on it and they can control the clock and the progression of the game.
Again, it's Lacey, and again, it's a good hole.
Number 5.
5 yards on the carry.
To continue the thought, Frank, Tulsa is not a very good come-from-behind football team. They don't have the benefit of a great passer, and it's very difficult if they get too far behind early in a football game for them to complete the big play and get the quick score.
Ash looks it over. 2nd and 5. Johnny Horton is in the backfield now with Lacey. It's to Horton, and it's incomplete. Ast has only hit on 1 of 5 pass attempts today. Ball was thrown a little low that time. Darren Green's 76-yard punt return was the longest of his career and the 5th longest in Kansas school history. 3rd down, 5 yards to go for Tulsa. Gunner. They'll mark him out just beyond the 31. Ed Simmons knocked him out of bounds. Again, about a half yard short of a first down, it would appear. And again, the punting team comes out. And this time, I think they're going to be a little more careful. Steve Cook to kick it again. And the man who just ran 76 yards for a score waits. A high kick this time. There'll be no return. You'll have to fair catch it. Well, the Kansas fans want a penalty because he was touched. He wasn't hit. So Kansas takes over control of the football. The atmosphere has changed. They've got a 1-touchdown lead and the football back at their own 24.
After a
afternoon in Lawrence, Kansas. Sitting on the hill there, you can picnic and relax, enjoy yourself, and see virtually all of the field, they tell me, except for the 10 yards closest to the hill.
And do it for free, too.
Yeah.
Have a little picnic.
The weather has blown through, and it looks like we've got the makings of a gorgeous day here in Lawrence. 1st and 10 for Kansas. They've got the lead at 7-0. Sire wants more. Capers. Oh, he dropped it. Last week, Capers, 9 catches against Kentucky. At halftime, Brent Musburger and Ara Parseghian with scores and highlights from other games around the country, and then a special feature, an interesting feature on Jake Gaither, in their own words. What an amazing winner he was in the world of college football. 11 minutes, 50 seconds left to go until halftime here at Lawrence. Frank Herzog along with Dennis Franklin. Kansas has totaled 114 yards offense so far in the game, 83 for Tulsa. Again incomplete, 2 straight incomplete, and that'll bring up 3rd down and 10.
That first down pass from Sire to Capers really hurts now, because you were looking at a first down play that would have given Kansas another first down. And now, because Capers dropped that first pass, the second pass was well covered by Tulsa defensively. Now you're facing a 3rd and 10, which is a very tough 3rd down and 10 to pick up.
Bob Johnson brought in the play. He's flanked out to the bottom of the screen, out at the top. Capers, he's coming in motion now. 3 wide receivers out in the pattern. Intended for Capers and picked off. Timmy Gibbs from Bixby, Oklahoma, the strong safety, playing in place of John Cooper, gets the interception.
Okay, Wayne Capers, number 20, comes in motion and runs an out pattern, and Frank Sire should not have thrown this football. Capers was covered very well. You could see it right there. It was a great interception by Timmy Gibbs, number 23. There he is.
Excellent field position now for Tulsa. 1st and 10 at the Kansas 35. Passed on a keeper. Almost got away. Markey Alexander. Tulsa coaches. 0 points on defense. 0, he says.
Used to tell me if they don't score, you don't lose. Still works.
Eddie Hamilton is in the ball game. He's number 16. 22 is Michael Gunter. They're in the backfield for Tulsa. Gunter, good run. Close to the first down. The officials will mark it, it looks like, just short of the first down. It'll bring up 3rd down and short. Gary Coleman on the stop.
We're wrapping up now.
The coach you just saw, the Tulsa coach, the coach of the defensive secondary for Tulsa, Jake Haynes. He says he's the most nervous man in Kansas today. Asked on the sneak, and I think he's got the first down. Once they move the chains, the clock will start again. 10 minutes, 29 seconds remain to go until halftime. And Tulsa is not out of this ball game. If they can sustain this drive, run down that clock, and get into the end zone. I'd like to hear that, what he's telling them.
I would if I was on the sideline.
Oh, Kansas man gets back. The pitch to Gunter. Beautiful block. Almost another first down. 8 yards on the carry. Eddie Hamilton threw a beautiful block along with Steve Cox, the right guard.
Take a look here. Just a simple sweep play. But watch the blocking up front. 2 good blocks right there. Number 87 downfield making a good block.
Keith Estes.
Keith.
2nd down and 3. Again, it's Gunter. Good tackle that time. Elvis Patterson, the right cornerback. Marked the ball just short of the 15-yard line to bring up 3rd down and again short yardage. Kansas defensive left tackle Broderick Thompson has been taken to the hospital for precautionary x-rays. He could be back for the second half. Something wrong with his shin. The quick hitter, and again it's a first down. This time Eddie Hamilton, the junior from Pittsburgh, Texas, has got it. 1st and 10 inside the 15-yard line. At the 12. Clock is moving down. Shows 9 minutes, 20 seconds left to go here in the first half. Johnny Horton has come into the Tulsa backfield, along with Eddie Hamilton. They are the backup running backs. Got a man open. Can't hold on to it. Johnny Horton, the intended receiver. Again, the rollout to the left, Dennis. Looked like he put a little too much zip on it, huh?
Nice fake inside, but a real tough pass to throw by Skip Ash. And it's really tough to say whether or not it could have been caught by Horton, number 33. But what I thought he should have done was keep the ball. He had an open field in front of him. He could have picked up at least a first down and possibly could have scored.
Michael Gunner's back in the ball game. Here comes Eddie Hamilton. Mike Arbanis on the stop. Hamilton may have cut the wrong way that time. I think if he'd come back towards this way, he'd have found more daylight. 10-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 8.
It's so easy to see all those things up here.
From up here, yes. Ed Simmons, the Kansas linebacker, has come back into the game. But now a timeout. Timeout has been called by the Kansas defense. I know some defensive players who would say, oh my goodness, the one thing your defense should never do is waste one of the offense's timeout. Kansas leads by a touchdown, but Tulsa's threatening.
A lot of typewriters make it easy to produce letter-perfect letters. But what makes a perfect typewriter? If you want one that erases by itself, you can get the correcting Selectric typewriter or the new Xerox 610 memory writer. But if you want one that erases and also remembers to set columns, center, and underline automatically, then you can get their electronic Model 50 or the new Xerox memory writer. But if you want one that erases, sets columns, centers, underlines automatically, and also has a memory that stores phrases and paragraphs, then you can get their electronic Model 60 or the new Xerox memory writer. But if you want one that erases 2 lines, sets columns, centers, underlines automatically, has about 30% more memory, is upgradable, and costs under $1,360, then you can only get the new 610 memory writer from Xerox.
Next Saturday on CBS Sports, a horse racing doubleheader, the Champagne Stakes and the Jockey Club Gold Cup. Watch them run next Saturday on CBS Sports.
Frank, who said that timeout, that last timeout by Kansas, was a defensive timeout or an offensive timeout?
Former West Virginia All-American Sam Huff. You've heard of him. He hated to see the defense take a timeout. Lacey, good hole. Lacey. Tulsa scores to tie this game, or a chance to.
This has the effect of a draw play. Lacey, who runs well behind good blocking, makes another good cut to the outside and just uses his speed and desire to get into the end zone.
Here's the extra point attempt. Stu Crum to kick it. We got ourselves a football game in Lawrence. Tulsa has marched right back down the field, and on Lacey's touchdown run, knotted the score. 8 minutes, 24 seconds left to go in the first half. We're all tied up in Kansas.
Tough Chevy trucks are taking charge. Of all the Ford, Dodge, and Chevy vans sold in America, one stands alone. Only Chevy van offers diesel power. Its V8 EPA mileage rating is 40% better than Ford's most efficient V8 gas-powered van. And Chevy has the jump on Ford and Dodge with a better engine limited warranty. Chevy's new diesel van, it stands alone. Tough Chevy trucks are taking charge.
And here's your room guarantee. And only Holiday Inn gives you this no excuses guarantee. Everything in your room will be right, or we'll make it right. No excuses. Or that night you stay free. Enjoy your stay.
Thank you.
You don't get this guarantee from any other hotel chain, not any one of them. And this guarantee comes from every one of us at Holiday Inn to you, because we want to take care of you. We give you a guarantee, not excuses.
Tulsa takes an interception, marches 35 yards. They used 3 minutes, 15 seconds, got a 10-yard touchdown run from Ken Lacey, his second touchdown of the year, and they've tied up this football game. Two deep backs, Darren Green and Travis Hardy for Kansas. Here's Crum's kick. Green takes it. Looking. Almost had a gap. Pushed out of bounds by Rojas Hayton. Good crowd at Lawrence. Again, it's Parents' Day. The hazards of being a kickoff man. Sometimes you kick the ball, sometimes it kicks you. First and 10 for the Jayhawks. Sire again with the I formation. Bell. He's such a deceptive runner, Dennis. It looked like, for instance, on that play, he got maybe a yard. In fact, he got 3, almost 4.
He's such a quick back, Frank. He's got 4.4 speed. Not a big kid, only about 5'9". 170-something pounds, but he's got tremendous speed and tremendous quickness.
He's stocky. Second down. E.J. Jones on the quick hitter. Charles Cooper on the quick hitter. Give him 2 yards in the carry. It'll be third down and a long 5. Brian Bruner again, the nose tackle on the stop. I thought they said it was Parents' Day. Or are the freshmen getting younger? That's the quietest those kids have been all day. They're down at 5. Johnson flanked out to the far side. 2 receivers, including Papers, sort of an air. The draw. Bell. Good hole. Kerwin Bell to the 42. Albert Myers made what was the saving tackle. He's back. 18 yards. Kerwin Bell is back.
Take a look at number 4 here. You can see the quickness, the good deceptive moves. He's a very instinctive type runner, meaning that he can see downfield and see that opening and burst through there with that great speed that he has.
And he knows something, Dennis. The knee's okay.
Yeah, it's true. Makes a big difference, Frank.
Yes, it does. First and 10, Kansas. Their own 41. Kerwin Bell again. If they give him the slide, he'll be back to the line of scrimmage. Nope, he lost a yard. Hi, Mom. The Jayhawks. Tom Baldwin made the stop, their defensive right tackle.
You know, Frank, the other great thing about that play of Kerwin Bell's that first down run, it was a 3rd down and 5 play, and it was well set up. It was a draw play called to Kerwin, and I thought that was an excellent call by the coach on the sidelines.
Clock is moving down to 6 minutes. Left to go here in the first half. We're tied at 7. Johnson in Tulsa territory at the 46.
Here's a slant play. Fake across the middle. What Sire does, he gets rid of the ball in a hurry. That's what makes this play work. And Bob Johnson runs a good slant inside cut. And he was being played off by number 48, Albert Myers. And he had plenty of cushion. Good pass, first down.
14 yards in the pass play. Bell again, rough going up the middle. Kerwin Bell stopped that time for no gain. We've got a player injured for Tulsa now on the field. They can't afford that. Interesting, the Tulsa people were saying today that they've lost 6 players already this season to knee injuries. The trainer thinks a factor in that might be the fact that they have a new AstroTurf field in Tulsa called SuperTurf, and it provides a lot of traction, sometimes maybe too much traction.
Absolutely. The AstroTurf, or artificial surface, does not give as much as natural grass. And I've seen a lot of players injured over the years through my playing experience, and also since I've been up here looking down on them. I've seen a lot of players injured just because that surface wouldn't give and the knee would buckle when they thought that, you know, it would. And I've seen a lot of players injured like that. And it certainly is a shame.
Carl Pendleton, the injured player, it looks like his right knee. He's coming off the field. You saw a shot of defensive back coach Jay Kane talking to his signal caller about what he wants them to do. Second down, 10 yards to go. Kansas at the Tulsa 46-yard line. We have a 7-7 tie. Complete, incomplete, complete. Bob Johnson. That's his 10th catch of the year, the second here in this game, and Sire's warmed up.
Going to have to take a look at that one, Frank. I don't know. Could be a hometown call, but a great throw regardless by Sire right on the sideline. Let's take a look, see if he gets 1 foot in.
Oh, yeah. I like it. 20 yards on the pass completion.
You decide. Take another look. A great throw by Sire right on the sideline. Bob Johnson comes down. He certainly's got 1 foot close to being in, but I think his foot is on the line.
Sire now, 5 for 9 passing, 87 yards. Bell. Tulsa got out there in a hurry to cover that one, didn't they? Cliff Abbott, the right linebacker, on the pursuit.
Little option football from Frank Sire. Didn't expect too much of this, but watch the great speed by Kerwin Bell here. He almost tried to get outside, but the pursuit was too fast.
Bell now 9 carries, 24 yards on the day. Kansas should be aware they are now at the slippery part of the field down there on the far side 20, facing 2nd down and 8. B.J. Jones in the middle isn't there. Cliff Abbott stood him up. Got a late flag on the pushing and shoving, I believe. Frank Sire isn't happy about it, whatever it is. Personal foul against Kansas. Sylvester Bird, the tight end, is the indication we've got the infraction could be against. They'll march it back 15 yards.
Get started right here at the top of your picture, number 43. Now watch him bump into number 80, Sylvester Bird. Get away from me. And he gets caught, you know.
He even hit him with a flag.
Right. It wasn't his fault. He was just reacting to the other guy.
Hit him right in the leg with a flag.
But the ref caught him.
Look, here's a story, too. Dino Bell watching his brother play. When his brother Kerwin went down, Dino Bell was a defensive back. He moved over to the tailback spot. He played a big factor in Kansas' 8-4 success last year and going to the Hall of Fame Bowl. Now Dino Bell watches his brother come back and maybe take his job. Frank Sire on the sidelines. He, Dino Bell, and Kerwin Bell all went to the same high school in Huntington Beach, California. The recruiting story on them is an interesting one. You know more about that, Dennis.
Yeah, John Hato, who used to was a great All-American here at Kansas, and I'm sure most of the people that are listening remember John Hato from his experience with the Los Angeles Rams. And John Hato one day had the opportunity to show young Frank Sire how to throw the football after a day of practice. And Sire at the time was an 8-year-old kid, and he never forgot that. Then like 10 years later, when John Hato came back to Kansas and was a recruiting coach, went out to recruit Frank Sire, and he remembered him, never forgot him, and couldn't wait to go to Kansas or go anywhere that John Hato belonged. And thank God for Kansas that Hato was from Kansas.
On 3rd and 23, the receiver fell down. Intended for Darren Green, the young man who broke this game open for Kansas early with a 76-yard punt return. Had him wide open across the middle, Dennis, and he fell again at the slippery part of that field. Bucky Scribner will come in to punt, which surprises me a bit that maybe they don't try the long field goal. He'll go for the corner. He's very good at it. Really has a good touch. Low kick. He goes the far side. The official will mark it at the 22. Tulsa takes over there, 1st and 10. The 17-yard line, I beg your pardon. Frank Sire on the day now, 5 for 10 with 1 interception. Now Tulsa has 4 minutes, 18 seconds to work off that clock. Is that enough time to march 83 yards?
Certainly is.
Here we go. Lacey again, the quick hitter up the middle, and Kansas can't stop it.
Just want to point out that Kansas, like we said at the top of the show, was very effective in moving the ball between the 20s. But the problem that they've had is not getting that ball in the end zone, and that was evident by that last drive. Kansas once again moved the ball down the field and then turned it over.
Tulsa in a good position here. Faces 2nd down, 3 yards to go. Gunner on the quick hitter that time, and they read it all away. That would seem to indicate to me, Dennis, that Kansas is so worried about Gunner that they're letting Lacey go.
Well, I think of the two backs that Lacey is more talented. He can do more things, but Gunner has just gotten off to such a great start that most of the teams are pointing to stop him.
Again, a quick hitter up the middle. They'll mark it at the 30-yard line. That'll be good for a Tulsa 1st down. The clock will stop with 3:14 left to go in the first half. A 7-7 tie, so they can move the chains. Tomorrow, CBS Sports brings you the NFL Today with Brent Musburger, Herb Frost, Phyllis George, and Jimmy the Greek Snyder. Then following it, a brand of football played every week all over America, but rarely seen on network television. Gunner on the carry, gain of about 6. First of all, Pat Summerall and John Madden will be on hand as the Baldwin-Wallace Yellow Jackets take on the Tigers of Wittenberg. Then it's the University of San Diego at Occidental. We're looking forward to some competitive, fun NCAA football. Check local listings for your game starting at 12:30 Eastern Live tomorrow on CBS Sports. Good fake. He fell. The intended receiver, Kurt Phillips, fell, going for the pass.
Here's what Tulsa likes to do. Hope they try to get that defense to go to sleep and then go for the bomb. Almost looked like interference to me, Frank.
Kerwin Bell on the sidelines. 3rd down and 4. Lacey again up the middle. You want to know what kind of a day he's had? Before that carry, 16 carries, 103 yards. He's over 100 yards with 2:17 left to go in the first half. 1st down, Tulsa. They're ready to go. Officials are still moving the chains. Now they start the clock. 2 minutes, 14 seconds left to play. Lacey again. Eddie Simmons on the stop. Coach John Cooper a little irate there on the sidelines. Ball at the 43-yard line. 2nd down and a long 7. Skip asked the quarterback, president of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, married, Skip Jr., 1 child. Gunner, look at him go. to the 45-yard line to set up 3rd down and a long 5. Mike Arbanis makes the stop.
You won't see this too often, drop back pass by Skip Ash. But Gunner, who's got great strength, you see there he breaks 2 tackles and almost turns a bad play into a good one.
One minute, 32 seconds remain in the first half of this game. The action fake. And a good defensive play down here in the near corner by Elvis Patterson. Knocked that pass away. Those folks are from Tulsa. Some parents there, too. About a 4.5-hour drive up from Tulsa, Oklahoma. We're tied. Minute 27 to go in the first half. Steve Cook to punt. Got off a good one that time. Turning over. What does he get? Rodney Young on the hit. Green with no chance to bust one that time. So Tech. Look at this shot.
Look out.
Oh. Kansas takes over. 1st and 10 at their 19. Now, do you sit on it here, Coach, or you go for a score?
Got to go for the score. Plenty of time.
Dino Bell. Got the blockers. Knifing through there to make that tackle. Carl Pendleton, 68.
The other thing to think about, Frank, both teams have such great field goal kickers. You really only have to get down to roughly the 30-yard line, 35-yard line, and take a shot at a field goal.
Kansas has 1 timeout left. 46 seconds to go in the first half. 2nd down, 6. Dino Bell on the draw. He's got the first down at the 35-yard line. 32 seconds to go, and they need about 30 more yards to get into field goal range.
Good call here. Looking for the pass, and they go with the draw. Dino Bell shows you a little something there, too. Kerwin didn't get all the ability of the family.
Here we go. Sire the keeper. Was that a busted play? Now he'll take his last time out. 12 seconds left to go in the first half. Carl Pendleton made the tackle on Frank Sire. He'll go over to the sidelines now to talk to his offensive coaches. I believe that was a mess up in that backfield there. Sire did not want to carry the ball.
No question about it. I mean, they've got several talented running backs in the backfield. There's no reason why the coach would want to call Frank Sire on a running play in that situation.
Tulsa has done a good job with its defensive secondary today and linebackers playing the pass. Jesse Morrow was supposed to be the starting left cornerback today. He had knee surgery on Thursday after a freak knee injury at a practice on Wednesday afternoon. He will be lost for the entire season. They had to bring back Brent Dennis to play the left corner spot, who's been troubled by a pulled hamstring. And if something should happen to Dennis, they'll have to go to Nate Harris as the backup. Despite those problems and the fact that Kansas knows about the weakness at left corner, they've been able to disguise their coverage as well and keep Kansas from exploiting that situation.
Take a look here. Tulsa's in the prevent defense, and number 43, Kelly Beasley, it must be 35 yards back off the ball. He looks like he's back for a punt.
Kansas is at their 30. He's back at the 35. Sire picked off again. Second interception of the day. Brent Dennis, the left cornerback, playing with a pulled hamstring, has got an interception. So Tulsa's got the ball with 2 seconds left, and they've got time to kick it. We got a flag at the end of the play.
not a good play by Frank Sire. We said prior to the snap that Tulsa was in a prevent defense. You can see, look how far back the defensive backs are. And number 15 from Tulsa comes up with the interception, Brent Dennis. And had it not been for the clip on the interception, Tulsa would be in excellent field goal position and possibly get another 3 points before going in at halftime. They still are going to try for the field goal.
This is going to be interesting, folks. Here goes the attempt from 63 yards. It's up. Is it long enough? No. Short and wide to the right. That'll be the final play of the first half. Kansas goes off the field. I'm sure Don Fambrough is shaking his head. Tulsa goes off the field. They're going to talk about adjustments. We'll be back with our halftime activities after a word from your local station.
You know, every week, every Saturday, Division III colleges play each other all over the country. And they always have been playing each other. And it's very exciting, very competitive football. But a lot of people don't always get it.
Tulsa. The big play of the game for Kansas was Darren Green's 76-yard punt return for a touchdown. You could see Kansas get a lift from that, Dennis, but they didn't take advantage of it.
Absolutely, Frank. We said at the beginning of the show that Frank Sire was very effective in moving his team between the 20s. The problem and the key for him today was to get the ball in the end zone, and thus far he's not been able to do that.
All right, you've been in that locker room at halftime before with Michigan and Bo Schembechler. You know what that atmosphere is like in the Kansas locker room, or you should be able to guess. Their number one problem is Ken Lacey. He's rushed for over 100 yards in the first half alone.
Again, we talked about Kansas would be able to move the football, but the big key was for Kansas to be able to stop Tulsa. They have not done that thus far this afternoon.
Now, the Tulsa coaches, are they happy? They pleased with what they see?
I think they have to be very pleased. Their game plan is going along as they had planned. They were interested in moving the ball via the veer offense, and they've been able to do that.
Will they play a cat-and-mouse game, the Tulsa coaches? What I'm thinking is Lacey has been so successful in the first half. Will they anticipate that Kansas will try to adjust to that and therefore make an adjustment of their own?
Well, I really think that Lacey's been so effective up the middle that what's going to happen in the second half is that Skip Ash is going to come out and they're going to start running that outside veer option, and you're going to see some bigger runs in the second half than you did in the first.
We have a 7-7 tie here at halftime. There's some other big scores from around the country. We'd like to show some of them to you to pick it up. Yardage. Kansas has to be disappointed with only 87 yards through the air. But you like something else there, Dennis.
I think the turnovers are the key. Kansas is still in this football game, and they've turned the ball over 3 times. That, to me, says that Kansas is playing pretty good football, but all they got to do is cut down on those turnovers, and I think they could control the second half.
The reason Kansas is in this football game after a half is because of this man right here, number 22, Darren Green, on a punt return.
That's true, too. Darren makes a great cut up the middle and gets a key block on number 11 right there, Steve Cook, the punter, and after that it was nothing but daylight.
They start the waving the wheat cheer here in Lawrence. Darren Green, 76 yards on a punt return. That made it 7-0. But Tulsa came back after a turnover.
And this is the real reason why Tulsa is in the football game. Ken Lacey's had just an outstanding first half. You'll see him here, number 5, cut to the outside, demonstrates his tremendous speed and determination to get the ball in the end zone here. Ken Lacey, number 5.
We said, Dennis, at the beginning of this broadcast that the quarterbacks might be the difference in this football game. What about it? Are the quarterbacks the difference after the first half?
Well, I think the quarterbacks have both done a good job. Sire, on one hand, made a critical error at the beginning of the second quarter when he came out and threw that interception to Kenny Gibbs, I believe it was.
You've been there. You're a good quarterback. Can you come back in the second half?
Certainly. I mean, you go into the second half, you look at what's going on defensively, and the coaches will give you some tips on how to change what you've been doing wrong in the first half. In the second half, you just come out, relax, and do what you got to do.
All right, sir. Second half still to come. We'll see if Frank Sire can bounce back. We'll be back with the second half kickoff right after these messages.
energy studies by dedicating its new engineering and physical sciences building to energy pioneer C.H. Keplinger. Keplinger embodied the spirit of the university toward achieving energy independence for America through his studies, worldwide business interests, and his support for private higher education. The C.H. Keplinger Engineering and Physical Sciences Building at the University of Tulsa. At the University of Kansas, exceptional teaching and research go hand in hand. KU Center for Biomedical Research draws on the talents of faculty and students to determine the underlying causes of disease states. Through grants from the National Institutes of Health, among other agencies, the center continues the university's long tradition of excellence in biomedical research. A distinguished leader in teaching and research, the University of Kansas.
Concept and high-tech.
The name of the game offensively, so I wouldn't be surprised if they went for several big plays this half, Frank.
1st and 10 at the 20. Bob Johnson to the far side of the top of your screen, out here to the near side. Wayne Capers. Bell. 2 yards at best. Dino Bell starting the second half. That's a different kind of Jayhawk. Wonder if he bought that. You suppose he did?
I hope so.
Second down and 8 for the Jayhawks.
Somebody gave me that, I wouldn't wear it.
See what they can do here. Sire, the quarterback. Dino Bell again and slips. It will remain, it will go back to 3rd down and 10 now. I don't think Sire has much of a choice this time. He's got to put it in the air.
Well, a draw play here to Kerwin Bell or Dino Bell, who's in there right now, wouldn't be a bad call.
Capers out here to the near side, along with 22 Darren Green. Johnson flanked to the far side. He's there at the top of your screen. The draw. And Dino Bell goes nowhere. He lost another yard.
I was half right. I called the draw, but it was a dumb play the way it worked out.
Babbage did not worry about the 3 wide receivers at all. Loss of 1. Kansas must give it up. From their own 19-yard line, Scribner must punt, and he'll have to boom one this time. He did. Long punt. Taken at the 30. Out to the 36-yard line. Brent Dennis. So Kansas can do nothing with the football here to start the second half. Tulsa will have a chance right after we come back. Down they are. While we were away at commercial, there was some pretty loud talk down there about what they weren't doing. What's Tulsa got to do here, Dennis?
Well, I think they're going to use Lacey in the second half as a decoy.
And around, it'll lose yardage. Nate Harris, the flanker.
I think the end around here, or double reverse, was not really set up. This is the first offensive play by Tulsa coming out in the second half. That type of play takes a while to set up, Frank.
Karki Alexander made the stop. Oh, movement on the offensive line, and Kansas will draw another 5 yards. David Pearson, the left tackle. Next Saturday, CBS Sports brings you the 64th running of the Jockey Club Cup for 3-year-olds and the 111th edition of the Champagne Stakes for 2-year-olds from Belmont Park.
On the offense, and it's still second down.
Be there for great thoroughbred racing next Saturday on CBS Sports. Second down and 19 for the Tulsa Gold Hurricane. Lacey in a ball game with Gunter. Play action fake. He's got all the time in the world. And we got a late flag thrown upfield. See what the call is here. The sun has come out for the first time since noon today here in Lawrence. And it has turned into a magnificent day, Dennis.
Good day for football, Frank. Asked on that last play, I felt made a critical error, made a good fake inside, and when he rolled out, he really didn't have anybody open, and he was waiting for somebody to come open, forgetting about the opportunity to run the football. He had a wide open field, could have picked up really good yardage, possibly the first down. I thought he should have ran with it.
The call is defensive holding.
We have holding on the defense, not a catchable pass, 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Thank you, sir. Campus of the University of Kansas in Lawrence. The crowd has grown a little quiet here in the third quarter. Tulsa defense has shut down the Jayhawk offense, and now they're moving the ball with a first down from their own 37. There's Lacey again, and again he gets good yardage. Updating you on Herschel Walker. There were reports of strained stomach muscles, but he's doing just fine, thank you. He's already over the 100-yard mark in Georgia's game this afternoon against Mississippi State. Tulsa today has gained 156 yards on the ground before that play. That offensive line seems to be doing a good job against Kansas' defensive line.
That's the difference. 58, Steve Cox, and 79, Sid Abramowitz.
2nd and 4. Again, it's Lacey. Again, a good hold. And a first down. A block that time from senior right tackle Sid Abramowitz from Fort Leavenworth, Kansas.
Take a look. Abramowitz, 79, coming across there. Actually, the play went to the other side behind David Pearson, number 70. But Lacey can make that quick decision when he's running with the football, cutting in between people and picking up good yardage.
Again, that tight end switches sides of the field. Gunner. Uh-oh, watch out. Dennis, the Tulsa coaches must have been listening to you. They are using that option, getting outside now.
You talk about Abramowitz on that last play. He certainly moved his man completely out of the football play. He's just dominating. Watch him here, number 79. Watch him take his man. You'll see it at the bottom of the screen. See it right there against number 37. He was completely out of the football play, and that's why Tulsa's had so much success this afternoon.
On 2nd down and 5. Just on the keeper. That's another first down for Tulsa. They continue to drive the ball, and that keeps the clock moving. They'll reset the chains for the first down. 10:49 left to go in the third quarter. We're tied at 7-7. Robert Gentry came up from his free safety spot that time to get asked. The Tulsa coaches are very high on Skip Ast. In the spring practice, he didn't do that well, but he had a lot of things in his mind. His young wife was pregnant. She gave birth to Skip Jr., and he went to work, and he came back a tremendous quarterback. I think that's the first time today Kansas has stopped that quick hitter.
I think you make a real good point, Frank, about Skip Ash. It's one thing to come into a vacated position and have the coaches not really think that much about you. And that was the situation when Skip took over here at Tulsa. They really didn't expect that much out of him. And it's been a pleasant surprise to everybody on the coaching staff, the success that he's had at the quarterback position.
2nd down, 10 yards to go. Tulsa at the Kansas 38. Gunner to the 32. That will set up 3rd down and 4. Ed Simmons again on the stop for Kansas. Broderick Thompson, the defensive left tackle for Kansas, number 95, who went out in the first half with a shin injury, is back here in the second half. That's an off day for Michael Gunner. Lacey's been doing all the running. Critical 3rd down. Gunner again. He's got the first down. Gentry again makes the stop. David Imes, the center, with a key block on that play. times they call the wild man on the offense from his center position. He had a great game against Air Force. Look at that rushing yardage. First and 10. Here goes Gunner again. Tom Freeze is the man who got a hand on Gunner that time to slow him up.
No penetration by the Kansas defense here. You can see good blocking up front by Tulsa's offensive line, and that allowed Gunner to pick up 4 or 5 yards. And on first down, that's successful.
Second down. Call it a long 5. Gunner now with 71 yards on the day. Here he goes again. Inside the 20. Close to a first down. Strong safety Gary Coleman and Gentry again on the stop. And things are going just the way John Cooper wants them to go. Conservative offense, drive it down their throats, use the clock, which is now ticking down to 8 minutes. Coming up to play number 13 in this drive. Asked on the keeper, did he get the first down?
Number 12.
It appears that he did. He did. Referee John McClintock makes the signal. They move the chains, and again the clock will start. Don Fambrough is not happy. 7-7 tie. Tulsa threatens first and 10 at the 16-yard line of Kansas. They were bringing people that time, and they stopped it. They brought the backers. Walter Parrish, the nose guard, on the stop.
Take a look here. You might be able to pick up the blitz by the defensive linebackers. They came in inside and caused a lot of confusion for the Tulsa offensive line. Good play. Kansas has got to do more of that. They've got to make things happen on defense, and the only way they can do that is either bring linebackers or bring safety men on blitzes.
2 wide receivers, 1 out to each side. They're out of your screen. He wants it. Sack, he slipped. Ast loses 8 yards. Gary Coleman is the man who came in and stopped it.
Okay, here's a blitz from the outside. We talked about what they had to do, and Coleman came in from the outside. See him right there, breaking a tackle, number 34. You're right, Skip Ash did slip, but you got to give credit to the Kansas defense because they are doing things and making things happen.
Big play for the Kansas defense and for the Tulsa offense as well. Third down, 19 yards to go from the 25. Looks like Ast is checking off. Dropped. Intended receiver Kirk Phillips. He dropped it. He knows it. Should have had it.
Okay, Frank, you're exactly right. They came up in that bump and run position. You can see the defenders one-on-one with the outside receivers. Phillips saw the ball was thrown short, came back for it, and then dropped it.
Took a shot from Elvis Patterson, too.
You got to feel bad about that one.
Poor kid. Field goal attempt. Crum is 4 for 8. Up. It's good from 42 yards. For the first time this afternoon, Tulsa has taken the lead on a 42-yard field goal from Steve Crum. 6 minutes, 17 seconds left to go in the third quarter. The Kansas defense held, but Tulsa got 3.
Thing I want is for my
Minutes, 49 seconds to score 3 points off the foot of Steve Crum. 42-yard field goal, and they've got the lead 10-7. Crum will kick off. Darren Green, who had that 76-yard punt return for a touchdown, is on the near side. Robert Mims is on the far. Again, a long kick. Green will take it this time, but he won't come out. First and 10, Kansas from their 20.
Frank, Kansas has got to go to
throwing the football, mixing up their offense. The last time they received the ball on the second half kickoff, they came out and they ran 3 simple running downs. That's not their offense. They have to do what they do best, and that's throw the football, mix it in with the run, and just make sure that Tulsa is, keep Tulsa honest on defense. Be aggressive, though.
Kerwin Bell has come back into the ball game. 35 is Charles Cooper. He's the fullback in front of Bell. Sire hit Kerwin Bell right in the chest, and he got decked. Babbage is the man on the hit on the coverage. That will bring up 2nd and 10.
Concentration. This pass should have been caught. He dropped the ball before he was hit, and it was lack of concentration. That sometimes is a result of not being in the football game and not having that contact.
Capers is flanked out to the top of your screen. To the bottom is Johnson. Screen pass. Kerwin Bell with a nice catch there. He's got room. A gain of 5 on the play. Bob Babbage again on the coverage.
Well, Curran makes up for it here because he makes an outstanding catch. It looked for a minute like Sire was not going to get the ball off. Curran comes up with a good catch, uses his speed to get out to the outside, picked up good yardage, 3rd down and 4.
Kerwin Bell goes out. Garfield Taylor is in the football game, along with Cooper. Sire loads it up. He had Garfield Taylor. Good pass defense. Did he drop it?
I think he did, Frank, and you see on 2 plays already in this offensive drive where running backs dropped passes that were in their hands. Otherwise, Kansas would still have the football, and they've come up with better field position. As a result, now they're going to have to punt to Tulsa, and Tulsa's going to have good field position.
Scribner must punt the line of scrimmage, the Kansas 26. 4th and 4. Booms it. It's caught up. We'll have a return. And swarm. Tulsa gets the ball back. 1st and 10 from their own 38-yard line. Tulsa leads it by 3.
Oh, my. Oh, no.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Fainweber. This marvelous painting is going once, going twice.
And you see the play selection there by Tulsa, who now has the ball.
Your attention, please. Shirley Peter, please call the front box. 1408.
The big thing that tells me is 55 plays by Tulsa. They've controlled the football today.
Absolutely. But you can see the rushing and passing balance that Kansas has, and how much Tulsa favors the run over the pass when they have the football.
To add to that, Kansas has a total of 5 yards offense in this quarter. But they figured out how to stop that quick hitter by Ken Lacey, haven't they?
For now.
Defensive coordinator Mike Knoll for Tulsa. Second down, 10 yards to go. 2 wide receivers are split out here to the bottom of your screen. Lacey. Look at this. On his way to 200 with the look of that run. Robert Gentry has to make the stop to free safety. Lacey's only gone over 100 yards once previous to this.
Well, this is one of the reasons why Tulsa's so effective. Skip Ash that time audible to the field, and he really made a good call because they ran away from the blitz that was coming by the Kansas defense. And number 32, Elvis Patterson, you could see him trailing the runner at the very end of the play. He was on a blitz, and Ash audibled away from it.
This time it's Gunner up the middle on the quick hitter, and it works this time. Gain of 2, maybe 2.5 on the play. Ed Simmons makes the tackle for Kansas.
Might point out that head coach for Tulsa, John Cooper, also pointed out that that's one of the reasons why they were so pleased with Skip Astor's work, was because he was audibling and making sure that their offense was in a good play every down.
The wide receivers this time are at the top of your screen. Gunner. It just never developed there. He had Sid Abramowitz out there in front of him, but he couldn't get the hole.
He would have to do that after I gave him such a good play.
Near the conclusion of today's game, as well as every CBS NCAA football telecast this season, our commentators will be selecting the Chevrolet most valuable players from each competing team. Chevrolet donates $1,000 scholarship to the General Scholarship Fund of each MVP school to assist qualified students in all chosen academic disciplines. This is the 12th year of the Chevrolet Scholarship Program, and we at CBS are delighted to be a part of such a beneficial program. Willie Pless with the sack.
Here you see a blitz. Number 60,
Willie Pless.
Willie Pless comes in untouched. We pointed out before that Kansas, it seems like every time they're aggressive and do things like blitzing and stuff like that, they come up with big plays. Otherwise, Tulsa just eats them up.
Here's the punt, and it is a gorgeous punt. Bounces at the 3 and will go into the end zone. An automatic touchback for Kansas. So once again, Frank Sire and company will have an opportunity to get something going from their own 20-yard line. Right now, to the chagrin of their fans, they're down 3 to a very good Tulsa team.
Toyota presents a truck that gives you the feeling.
The feeling of power in motion.
The Toyota four-wheel drive truck. It's wild. With a power plant that gives you 100 horses and big load-pulling torque. The minute you drive this Toyota, you know it's telling you to head for the hills. Now you got the feeling.
Somebody did it right.
Oh, what a feeling. Toyota.
Who ever heard of getting together for just one beer?
15 yards rushing by Lacey and Gunter so far in this football game. Sire on first down. Nobel.
Ball carrier number 4,
Kerwin Bell. Second down, 8 yards to go. Dennis, a good question. Is Kansas playing a little flat now?
I really don't think so, Frank. I think it's a combination of a couple of things. The first time they received the ball in the second half, I thought the play selection was poor. They came out and just tried to run the ball. The second time they come out and they throw the football, and 2 out of the 3 times the backs drop the football. That is an indication of being flat. Now, in this series, I think if they just settle down and do the things they know how to do best, they can get back in this football game.
Sire drops the football. A scramble. I think Tulsa's got it. That is a big play for that Tulsa defense. Who's got the ball? 57, Cliff Abbott.
That really hurts. One thing you're taught when you start running as a quarterback, you got to tuck that ball away, as do running backs. And the ball was hit out of Frank Sire's hand, and Tulsa comes up with a big turnover.
Brian Bruner, the nose guard, creates the fumble. Cliff Abbott comes up with a football. And Tulsa's got excellent field position at the 25 of Kansas. Here comes Gunner. Watch out! Right out of room. Inside the 20. At the 17. Steve Cox, the right guard, threw a big block that time. The Tulsa band and the Tulsa fans are making a lot of noise, but the rest of this crowd of nearly 35,000 is getting pretty quiet. Tulsa, second down and 1. Almost a smorgasbord for an offense. Free play. Gunner kept his feet. He's got the first down by 2 yards. Strong safety Gary Coleman had to come up and make the tackle. But can you throw it, son?
This time you see Gunner, and really there wasn't a whole lot there in this particular play. He breaks a couple of tackles. One tackle by the linebacker, Mike Arbanis. But look for Tulsa this time to come to the right and go behind Sid Abramowitz.
One wide receiver. Way out here to the bottom of your screen is Herzog. Quick hitter Lacey to the 5.
Ball carrier is
1 minute, 50 seconds left to go in the third quarter of this game.
Here you can take a look. They went to the right that time, and Abramowitz and Cox made 2 key blocks up the middle, and that play just hit so fast. Before you know it, the running back is into the secondary, and it was another good play.
Second down and 2. On the keeper, Ask to the goal line. It'll be first and goal from the 1-foot line for Tulsa.
Ask this time just decides to follow Lacey because there's a big hole. He gets a good block from Lacey, number 5, and picks up good yardage down to the 1-yard line.
First and goal. They'll have to unstack him. The line judges say no, he didn't make it. A lot of teams get down into this territory, Dennis, and they try to run it up the middle. What's the philosophy there?
Well, I think that defensively, what you try to do is get a great surge and keep the offense from pushing you back. That time, Mike Arbanis, the linebacker, number 48, got great penetration, came over the top, and popped Skip Ash and stopped him from scoring a touchdown.
Second and goal. Again, Ash keeps after the fake, and there's nothing there. Kind of wonder if they won't try to run wide this time.
Well, a lot of teams have taught their backs in a situation like this to go airborne. You get 2 steps behind the line of scrimmage and get a chance to jump up in the air and cross that plane.
I don't think they're going to get another playoff before the end of the quarter. They won't. That's the end of the third quarter. With the score, Tulsa 10, Kansas 7. We'll be back with fourth quarter action after this message and a word from our local stations. Frank Herzog and Dennis Franklin at Lawrence, Kansas, where Tulsa leads 10-7 and trying to get 7 more here on third and goal. There's the pitch. It's Gunner. He's got room. I want to show you the replay on this, Dennis, because you're going to see a great block by the guy who may well be our MVP on the day, Ken Lacey. But the story right now is Tulsa's got the lead. They've upped it to 9. They can make it 10 with a successful conversion. Look at number 5, Ken Lacey out in front. Drive that man out, hold him a little, and get into the end zone.
That was the difference. And the other thing to point out was Gunner, number 22, just outran number 48, Arbanis.
The extra point is good. Tulsa has gone up by 10 points with a 25-yard drive that used 2.5 minutes and 7 plays.
Experience the best-selling 2-seat sports car in America. Experience the performance of the 1983 Mazda RX-7. Experience the stability of anti-sway bars front and rear. 0 to 50 in 6.3 seconds and efficient aerodynamics. RX-7, one of the world's great driving experiences. And one of the world's great sports car values. The more you look, the more you like the Mazda experience.
I'd like to Michael Gunner. When he gets the pitch here, he shows great speed and gets a great block from Ken Lacey, number 5, out in front. You see it right there. He outruns 48 that just went by in your picture from Tulsa. I'm sorry, 48 from Kansas, who was Mike Arbanis, and Gunner makes another exciting play.
Coach down there giving his offensive pep talk. They've got a 10-point lead. An up back for Kansas. On the return, and good field position at the 40. What does Kansas have to do here, Dennis?
Well, Frank, with 14 minutes left in the game, one thing is evident. They got to get a touchdown. They have failed to get the football in the end zone. Only the specialty teams have given them their 7 points this afternoon. So they've got to get out there and just play offensive football the way they know how and try to get 6 points as quickly as possible.
Don Fambrough is worried. Both his wide receivers are flanked out here to the near side. Frank Sire on 1st and 10 from his own 39. Batted down. Mike Romack, the backup right defensive tackle.
The one thing that's got to happen for Kansas offensively now is they need something successful. They need to get a first down. They need to get a halfway decent run, or they need to get somebody to make a decent catch. Sire's done a good job of getting the ball to his receivers. They've dropped it. They come out, and now everybody's looking at one another and wondering if we're going to get back into this football game, and they need something to happen that's successful.
Sire again on 2nd down. He's got time. He's got a man. Russ Baskin on a crossing pattern. That'll be a first down, Kansas in Tulsa territory. Albert Myers, the right cornerback on the coverage.
It's a big play here by Frank Sire. He sits back there and waits and waits and waits for his man to come across the screen. You'll see it here. Leads him perfectly and throws it where it couldn't be knocked away. Good concentration by Russ Baskin, number 23, right there. First down, Kansas.
17 yards on the reception at the 42-yard line of Tulsa. Clock shows 14.5 minutes left to go. They went with a blitz. He got it off to Kerwin Bell, and we've got flags all over the near side of the football field. Albert Myers makes the tackle. The flag's thrown in the Tulsa secondary. Some kind of illegal contact down there. Might be interference. Let's see. Let's find out from Robert McClendon. Holding. That's an automatic first down. .14:22 left to go in this football game. Tulsa leads it 17-7.
Which is plenty of time, Frank. 14 minutes, you can do a lot in a quarter. And Kansas now having started to move the football. If they can get a touchdown here, they're right back in the football game.
Holding on the defense. A 10-yard penalty. It's a first down.
There's the time remaining. 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line of Tulsa. Tulsa has run 68 plays in the game so far. Kansas 43. Papers far side. Baskin to the near. On the draw. Kerwin Bell tripped up. Bob Babich again. Mark it at the 30. Gain of 2 yards. 2nd and 8. Bob Johnson, number 88, is brought in the play to Frank Sire. Sire came into this game completing 63% of his passes. He's way below that this afternoon. Picked off, almost batted down. Defensive lineman Brian Bruner, the nose guard, got his hands on it. There's an interesting score. San Diego State has come back against number 1 ranked Washington. 4 points at halftime. Clock stops on the incomplete pass. 13:37 left to play here. Kansas needs to get into the end zone. Indiana State has won today.
It's a big third down call here. Kansas has got to be aware of Tulsa coming on a blitz or linebackers blitzing in this situation. 3rd down and 7.
Capers and Green to the far side of the field. Going for Green. He makes the diving catch. He made the reception. He got it. He scooped it. It'll be 1st and 10 Kansas at the Tulsa 16-yard line.
That's a big catch by Darren Green, number 22 here. Sire didn't really get away a good pass. He had his man wide open and threw the ball short. Green came back for an excellent football catch, and that could have really turned the game around had he not caught that football.
Now they're starting to move. Threatening at the 16. Kerwin Bell. Brent Dennis was there with help to bring him down, along John Cooper. Tulsa has done a good defensive job against Kerwin Bell today. This would have been an excellent opportunity for him to come back to football and have an explosive day. He has not. That's only about the second long gain he's had today. Frank Sires, 8 for 18 today, 126 yards. He's thrown 2 interceptions. The blitz is on. Got his tight end. Down to the 5, mark it at the 4. Sylvester Bird. It's 1st and goal, Kansas at the 4.
Good job by the blocking backs. Look at Kerwin Bell there that time, picking up the blitzer from the outside. Number 4, he did a good job allowing Sire to get the ball away to Sylvester Bird, who made an excellent catch. 1st down for Kansas.
Bob Babbage, the linebacker, was covering on that play, Dennis. I think he thought he had knocked the pass down, knocked it out of Bird's hands. He was surprised when Bird turned upfield. 1st and goal. Bell to the 3. A gain of a yard. Again, Babbage on the stop. Minutes, 58 seconds left to go in the game. The clock is moving on the run. It's 2nd and goal from the 3. Wayne Capers has come back into the game and brought in the play. That's him going out to the far side at the top of your screen. 2 tight ends. Option, Bell. Waving of the wheat.
You can say all you want about Kerwin Bell, but the guy that makes this play is Frank Sire, right there, getting that pitch out. And because once he made that pitch, it was nothing for Kerwin to do but use his great speed and get the 6 points. That was just a great drive by Kansas, and they're back in this football game.
And that late block that got him into the end zone was provided by fullback E.J. Jones. Bruce Kallmeyer comes out. Now they're going to decide whether or not to go for 2, I guess. They've called timeout. The drive, 61 yards in 10 plays, used 3 minutes and 30 seconds. While they decide, we'll break. 11 and a half minutes left to go in this football game. Kansas has a chance to pull within 3.
Welcome to Miller Time. It's all yours. It's all mine. Bring your thirsty self right here. You've got the time, we've got the beer, or what you have in mind. Welcome to Miller Time, yours and mine.
The best beer for the best time of the day. Miller High Life.
Experience the 1983 Mazda RX-7.
Experience.
An outstanding sports car value. Experience the RX-7's high level of standard equipment, including new contoured bucket seats, full instrumentation, and 5-speed overdrive.
Experience.
Mazda RX-7, an exceptional performer. And an exceptional sports car value. The more you look, the more you like the Mazda Experience.
The American Football Coaches Association endorses ethical recruiting standards and supports the student-athlete search for academic and athletic excellence. Join the AFCA's efforts to support and practice ethical conduct in recruitment of student-athletes.
An interesting conversation ensued on the sidelines during that timeout. Frank Sire, I think, got chewed out a little bit for calling that timeout. He was undecided whether they wanted to go for 2 or take the kick. His offensive coaches knew what they wanted to do and thought they had given him instructions. Whatever, Sire's set and ready to go. And it looks like they're going for two. Which tells you a lot about the strength of their field goal kicker, Bruce Kallmeyer, who's 6 for 6 this year, and insists before it's all over he'll kick a 60-yarder.
But it won't matter unless they make this two-point conversion.
That's exactly right. Two receivers to the far side. Here we go.
Just a great call by Kansas. What it is, it's actually like a screenplay. Curran Bell comes out late after the block, and Sire does a great job of getting the ball to him. He runs for the corner of the end zone with his great speed. Two-point conversion for Kansas.
You know people like me. We're young, ambitious. These are the uniforms we wear at work. But these are the uniforms we wear when we serve part-time in the National Guard and the Reserves. You see, in the Guard and Reserves, you earn extra money. So you not only serve your country, you serve yourself. Yet while you serve, you can live at home and keep your full-time job. Because in the Guard and Reserves, you don't have to give up one life to live another.
The National Guard and the Reserves. Talk to your local recruiter.
Defense was the most important and critical part of the Kansas team's effort today. So they got to come out and stop Tulsa in this series if they want to win.
Phillips and May wait for the kick. It's May who will field the ball in the end zone and take it out. It's a touchback. Tulsa has the ball. 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. And the crowd comes alive now for the defense. There's the time remaining. And there's the score. Critical time for Tulsa. They've got to come up with a sustained drive. Gunner. There was a hole there, but it closed in a hurry. 5 blue jerseys surrounded him, led by Robert Gentry and Mike Garbanis. The scoring drive, 61 yards in 10 plays. 3 minutes, 30 seconds. Capped by Bell's 3-yard touchdown run. They got a flag against Tulsa. Preliminary indication is holding. Tom Freeze, the defensive captain for Kansas.
Decline that one. That's what I do and make it 2nd and 10, but looks like they decided to take the penalty.
We have a 10-yard holding penalty on the offense, and it'll still be 1st down.
If I were Kansas, I'd try to put as much pressure on Tulsa to give the ball back as possible, and I probably would have declined that.
Wide receivers to both sides of the field. 1st and 20. Ken Lacey, nowhere. The Jayhawks are up on their feet here. Randy Amorine and Eddie Simmons on the stop. There are the penalties, fairly even. 2nd and 19. Tulsa must move this ball out. It short. David Hershey, the intended receiver. Didn't get it there. Third down, 19 yards to go.
You know, with Kansas taking that penalty against Tulsa, it's really forced Tulsa to change their offense. They don't feel they can pick up a 20-yard penalty or 20 yards to get a 1st down by running, and it's caused them to have to pass, which they don't do very well. Going for Phillips. Even if he had gotten near the ball, it would not have counted. He ran out of bounds on his pattern. Robert Gentry on the coverage. Cook is in the punt from his own end zone. The first time he punted in his college career as a freshman, it was from his own end zone. He booted one then 50 yards. There's his average for the day. Kansas wants a return. High floater into the wind. Green takes the fair catch, and Kansas has excellent field position. 37-yard punt, but Kansas, trailing by 2 points, will have it 1st and 10 at the Tulsa 47-yard line.
On the gentle hillside.
In this football game today, the Kansas special teams have tried to give this football team a lift and failed. The defense tried and couldn't come through. We're sitting here talking about our Chevrolet MVP winner for Kansas. It may very well be Kerwin Bell now. He seems to have given the Jayhawks the lift they needed here late in the game. It's Kerwin Bell with the ball. Tulsa reacted quickly. Cliff Abbott, the linebacker, got up there with help from a cornerback. Kept it to a 2-yard gain. But, oh, that's tremendous there, isn't it? Look at that. Lacey with 146 yards rushing today, and the entire Kansas offense just 84. And the quarterback, Frank Sire, has 12 of those. 2nd down. 8 yards to go. Wayne Capers, the big 8 receiver on the near side. He goes the other way. Bob Johnson. Russ Baston made the reception.
It's a good call on 2nd down and long yardage. A fake to Kerwin Bell, and Sire does a good job of getting back, getting set up, and Russ Baskin was wide open. It's just pitch and catch.
11 yards on the completion. 1st and 10 Kansas at the 34-yard line of Tulsa. 9.5 minutes left to go in the game. Kansas trails by 2.
This is a situation where Kerwin Bell makes a big difference, because you can fake to him as well as let him run the football.
He's going to run it.
Uh-oh.
First down, Kansas. First down, Kerwin Bell.
You can see Kerwin Bell here make a good decision and cut up inside, breaks one tackle. Just a great play by Kerwin Bell.
We have a flag on the play. The preliminary indication is holding. He had the first down yardage by a yard.
That really hurts Kansas. They've had momentum. They were moving the football. They've been doing that most of the afternoon. They did it in the first half, and turnovers caused them to stop drive. And here, in a critical situation, they can't afford to make these kind of mistakes.
A 10-yard holding penalty on the offense. They'll still be 1st down.
1st down and 20 now. The ball is at the 44-yard line of the Hurricane.
Kansas with a 1st and 20. They've got to be patient. There's no sense in trying to come out and pick up the entire 20 yards in the 1st down and risk an interception. Something, come out and throw the ball maybe to Kerwin on a screen or a delay play.
There it is, Coach. You got it. He got 13 yards back. Kerwin Bell.
Here it is, a fake to Kerwin. I'll tell you, Kansas is really making good use of Bell, his speed, his ability to catch the football as well as run. You can see there he had to extend himself to get the ball, but once he got it, he realized that he had to get as much yardage as possible. I don't like the way he's carrying the football, but he didn't fumble.
Benny Semeski, the big center from Rossville, Kansas, was a key blocker on that screen. 2nd down and 8. Screens it out to E.J. Jones. Oh, did he take on that defensive player at the 30? He's at the 29 to bring up 3rd down and 5. Timmy Gibbs and E.J. Jones in a head-on collision. 2:20 left to go in the football game. Kansas trails by 2. If you've just joined us, I'm Frank Herzog, along with Dennis Franklin in Lawrence, Kansas. A defensive battle today. Tulsa took the lead. Kansas has rallied here in the fourth quarter. On 3rd and 5. Kerwin Bell. Cliff Abbott and Bob Babbage, the linebackers, sandwiched him. I don't see how he held on to this football. He's got the first down. Look at it again.
That's a big play right there by Kerwin Bell. Got just enough for the first down on the reception. We've seen him drop passes this afternoon with nobody around him, and that time in a critical situation he makes the catch, and Kansas keeps the ball.
Called a money player, right? 7:40 left to play. 1st and 10, Kansas at the 23 of Tulsa. 3-yard gain for Bell. 2nd and 7. Again, Babbage on the stop for Tulsa. Clock continues to move, ticking its way down to 7 minutes. Sire's passing has picked up today, as you can see. At one point, nowhere near that good.
The other thing that's going on down here, Frank, Wayne Capers, number 20, when he's in the ball game, is getting at least double coverage. You see him going to the top of your screen here. In most instances, thus far, he's gotten double coverage. Now he's got single.
Dino Bell is now the deep back, in for his brother. He's got the football. Tried to turn it out, maybe should have turned it in. John Cooper ran him out of bounds. Well short of a first down. Third down. A long 4 for Kansas.
Third down, a very, very critical situation. I believe Kansas has got to give Sire some kind of option. They've got to tell him, they've got to lay it out for him and say, well, we'll either run to the weak side or we'll throw a pass, but let him audible and put that offense in the best possible situation they can.
Bell. Dino Bell dove for it, didn't get it. We've got a late flag after the play. He was 2 yards short of the first down. Carl Pendleton, the right defensive end, again on the stop. He didn't make the first down, Coach. Do you think you'd decline this penalty? Except it would be 4th and 2. In field goal range, or they might go for it.
Got to take the penalty here.
They're going to take it. Georgia out in front of Mississippi State. Herschel Walker undoubtedly racking up the yards this afternoon. The ball goes back.
10-yard holding penalty against the offense. It'll still be 3rd down.
That's the 8th penalty today against Kansas. 74 yards marked off against them. Bambra down and early on a knee. He's not nervous, is he? Herschel Walker, 212 yards and a touchdown in that game for Georgia. 3 wide receivers for Kansas. 3rd and 14. Bell on the delay, and no, Tulsa wouldn't let it happen. The fans don't like it. Kevin Lilly, the left defensive tackle, got him. Kallmeyer will come out to kick. He is perfect on the year. 6 for 6 in the field goal department. Coach Don Fambrow says the guy stands behind me all the time. Anytime we come up with a kicking situation, he wants to kick a field goal. Doesn't make any difference where we are on the field.
Doesn't believe in the punt.
Nope. This will be a 43-yard attempt. Bruce Kallmeyer to try to give Kansas the lead. Blocked. Picked up. There's a return. Nate Harris, the flanker. What a big play for Tulsa.
too much penetration by Tulsa on the left side of the line of scrimmage.
And he almost got away. Nate Harris. The saving tackle made by Harvey Fields, the fullback. 1st and 10, Tulsa at the 33. They dodged the bullet. Now they've got to run out 5 minutes and 29 seconds. Skip Ash, the quarterback. Lacey. To the 30. A gain of 3. The clock runs. Mike Arbanis on the stop for Kansas.
Frank, both these teams have great field goal kickers. Now, Kansas has got to keep that in mind. If they allow Tulsa to get so close that they can get 3 here, that will cause Kansas, when they get the ball again, to have to score a touchdown. So they're going to have to be aggressive on defense and try to cause Tulsa to lose yardage.
1 wide receiver, 2 tight ends for Tulsa. Gunner. Look at him fight for the yardage. Oh, he's a power runner. Broderick Thompson, who went out earlier in the game injured, is back. He made the tackle. Again, the clock runs. Tulsa has now moved the football into the shadow of the press box here at Memorial Stadium. And they've also moved over into that area that earlier in the game was very slippery. Frank Sire, he is upset. Wants to get that ball back. 3rd down. Asked. Had a man and couldn't get it to him. Almost picked off by Robert Gentry, who already has 1 interception this year. That brings up 4th down in a kicking situation.
I don't know if I'd have thrown this one. He was well covered. You can see there are 3 men for the 1 receiver. And that was a risky play. I don't think I'd have thrown that ball, Frank.
This brings out Stu Crum to attempt the field goal. It'll be a 44-yard attempt. Can he make it? We watched him yesterday boot 3 consecutive ones from 60. He's kicking into the wind. Plenty there. It's good. Tulsa has upped the lead to 5. Crum has booted one from 44 yards out. Good hold that time. Look at his reaction.
Not much of one. It looks like he's very confident to me.
And give credit that time to backup quarterback Scott Brown, who took a reasonably high snap and got it down. Tonight on CBS starts with Walt Disney. Then Dallas's Victoria Principal stars in the CBS Saturday night movie, Not Just Another Affair. All tonight on CBS. NCAA football, live from Lawrence, Kansas on CBS, and we've had a great game today. Tulsa, the underdog, came in here, fell behind 7-0, tied the game on Ken Lacey's touchdown run, took the lead, and they've managed to hold on. Big plays included a blocked field goal attempt moments ago, a drive down the field, and a 44-yarder by Stu Crum to make their edge 5 points. Mims and Green are back. Mims on the left of your screen. Green was on the right. Crum will kick off. 4:02 remain. It'll be Green. 2 yards deep. He wants to come out. Knocked out of bounds at the 26-yard line by Blake Bjorkman, the linebacker. 1st and 10 for Kansas, 74 yards away from a victory. Here's how Tulsa scored. 4 plays after the blocked field goal and return by Nate Harris. They got just 6 yards, but Crum booted it right through from 45 yards out. He could have kicked it, it looked like, from 20 yards further. 3:57. Capers comes out to the near side. Sire at time. Now we'll run. Give him 6 on the carry. Dennis, Tulsa's defensive secondary is doing an excellent job today. That's the third or fourth time Sires had to tuck the ball and run with it because he couldn't find a receiver.
Good point, Frank, but that particular time, I thought Sire couldn't find an open receiver. I mean, you know, a lot of times when you put yourself in a situation like this, you got to go down for the winning touchdown to win the game. Quarterbacks sometimes get tight, and they don't get out there and read their keys the same way, and a lot of times they give up on the receivers early. I thought Frank had a couple of open people that time and gave up on it, but the good thing is that he didn't just throw the ball and throw an interception. He kept the ball and picked up good yardage.
The injured player for Tulsa is Carl Pendleton, the defensive right end. This is the second time he's been shaken up today. So there is a timeout on the field while they come to his aid. He'll have to be helped off this time. Before, it was his left knee. Looks like this time he may just have gotten his bell rung. And you do hear bells, don't you?
My experience with being knocked out, I didn't hear anything. I didn't see anything. I was out cold.
How long did it take you to recover?
1 time, 2 weeks.
Is that right?
I'm serious.
2 weeks it affected you?
Yeah.
Headaches? What?
I just didn't feel right for like 2 weeks.
Again, 3 minutes, 40 seconds left to play in this game. Kansas trails by 5, 20-15. Sire. Quick hitter over the middle to his tight end. Ernie Wright. His 8th catch of the year. He's from San Diego. The Kansas coaches believe that Ernie Wright, who's now going off the field limping there, can be the prototype tight end for them in the future. The problem, they say, is he's skinnier than he looks. They can't get weight on him. They've tried everything. Sire on 1st and 10. Cliff Abbott, the linebacker. Another big turnover for Tulsa. The ball back at the Kansas 33-yard line, and Tulsa again has come up with a big turnover.
The mistake here, Sire just doesn't see number 57, Abbott. And Tulsa was in an underneath coverage, a lot of zone, linebackers dropping off, and the only way to beat that really is to throw in front of them. And a lot of passes to the backside of the backfield. That time they tried to get too much. Big mistake. Tulsa's in the driver's seat now.
3rd interception. That one by Cliff Abbott of Liberal, Kansas. One of the 3 Kansas players in his team. Ast gets to the 30, a 3-yard gain. Now the clock is all Tulsa's. 3 minutes left to go. There's your turnover margin. Tulsa led the nation in turnover margin last year. 5-1 today. And this has to be a devastating loss if it happens for Kansas. 8-4 last year, the Hall of Fame Bowl. Now they face 1, 2, and 1 going into Big 8 play. Inside the 30, they'll mark it at the 28 to bring up 3rd down and 5. On the other hand, what does this mean for Tulsa?
Well, it's a big win for Tulsa. They weren't sure when they came in here whether or not they could pull it off. Talking to Coach John Cooper yesterday, he was somewhat tentative about all the injuries that had happened to his team and whether or not they were going to be up for this game. But I think there's no doubt, and if there was doubt, there isn't any doubt now.
On 3rd and 5, the quick hitter to Lacey, and he's got the 1st down. The clock continues to move. It's stopped now so they can move the change, but Lacey will make sure the ball stays in Tulsa hands. Gentry and Coleman on the stop. Look at the defensive coaches. He's prepared for the possibility that they might have to go on the field once more.
Absolutely. You can't relax now.
1st and 10, Tulsa. It is 1st and 10 on the Lacey run. He has 159 yards on 28 carries and a touchdown today. Ast on the keeper. While we have an opportunity, we'd like to say thank you to the people who were very helpful to us from these two schools. Sports Information Director Gil Swalls at Tulsa, Athletic Director and Head Coach John Cooper, Defensive Coordinator Mike Knoll. Timeout on the field. 1:18 seconds left to go. Tulsa, if they can hold on to the ball, can walk off with a win. They lead this big game by 5.
When it comes to three-wheelers, the choice is simple. Whether you're picking for work or picking for play, just pick the Honda ATC.
Follow the leader, he's on a Honda.
There's more to John Hancock than life insurance.
In my business, creating something new isn't enough. It has to be what people want. That's why the John Hancock companies constantly develop new financial services that people like me really need. Everything from employee benefits programs to mutual funds, even auto and home reinsurance. When John Hancock offers something new, there's a future in it.
John Hancock. We can help you here and now, not just hereafter.
The Chevrolet most valuable player from Tulsa today is Ken Lacey, who rushed for over 150 yards and a touchdown against Kansas. And the Chevrolet MVP from Kansas is Darren Green, who produced a 76-yard punt return for a touchdown. A check in the amount of $1,000 will be donated by Chevrolet to each school's general scholarship fund to further assist students in all chosen fields of academic endeavor. We'd also like to say thank you to the warm people of Lawrence, Kansas, and the University of Kansas for their fine hospitality over the last 3 days. Athletic Director Jim Lessick, Sports Information Director Sid Wilson, and Head Coach Don Pampa. He's very close. Kansas defense calls timeout. You see the time left to play. It's not over. Kansas still has time if they could somehow come up with some kind of a big break, a turnover or something. But right now, Tulsa looks like a football team very much in control.
Here's to good friends.
Do you guys realize this is our 4th summer place together?
Remember that old beach house we had?
How about the time you two almost set the woods on fire?
Okay, who's ready for tonight? Let it be low and brow. Yeah.
2 with the ball at the 9-yard line of the Jayhawks. Critical play here. If they can hold on to the ball and get close, they can at least walk away with a field goal. Ast keeps and gets to the 5. That's good for a first down. As soon as they move the chains, they'll start the clock. And the time is going to run out on the Jayhawks of Kansas unless they can come up with a miracle. That Tulsa sideline is alive.
You know, Frank, Skip Ash has done a great job this afternoon of making those split-second decisions. I mean, it's a very difficult thing to ask a youngster to come in and take control of an offensive team and make those split-second decisions on that are required on the veer option.
Now he'll just take the loss rather than risk a penalty, and we got a flag on a late hit. Again, that will stop the clock. You know, the veer, we have said before in this broadcast, Dennis, is prone to turnovers because of the quick option and the quick thinking. They've only turned the ball over 1 time today.
That's right, and that's a credit to Ash. But every time I say something good about him, he gets caught.
If we could get Chevrolet to come up with enough money, we could name a lot of MVPs in this game today, especially for Tulsa.
That's true, and you got to give particular credit to that offensive line. Steve Cox, number 58, Sid Abramowitz, number 79.
He's had a great game, hasn't he?
Yes, David Imes, number 54.
We have a dead ball, personal foul on the defense.
A late hit. Look at the coaches. All right. The pups can hunt. John Cooper's line. We got to find out if these young pups can hunt. Ash just falls on it. They'll take the 5-point win. The clock is moving. Kansas has no timeouts left. That's going to be the ball game. Seconds. 3. You see it counting down. Tulsa has come up with its second consecutive big win. Oklahoma State 2 weeks ago, and Kansas here this afternoon. Tulsa 20, the Jayhawks 15. We'll be back with postgame in just a moment.
Hey, here it comes.
Look, those honest eyes, that square jaw.
That dead raccoon.
I'll trade you this for your hot dog. You still take a great picture.
Still?
You know how I got this coat? It knocked over your garbage can.
He played football?
Well, he used to be a lot taller.
Now there's an honest face.
That's why he was acquitted.
If you don't have a sun camera, there's something left out of your life.
Mother wanted a picture of you.
Why?
The Gold Hurricane of Tulsa comes into Lawrence, Kansas, and gets an upset. They beat the Jayhawks. What was the key, Dennis?
I think the key was their offense. You know, we talked about it at the top of the game. They were able to run the type of offense that they know how to run, and that's that veer offense. Lacey had a tremendous day, a big day offensively for Tulsa, and Skip Ash just made the right decisions at the right time.
Tulsa wound up with 271 yards rushing. When you run the ball like that, you can waste a lot of clock. Tulsa, the happy victors. CBS coverage of NCAA football will continue after this word from your local stations.
Sexual harassment in a coal mine? That's the complaint of women coal miners. That's right, women coal miners who say it happens on the job.
Which made the big play when they had to, blocking the field goal. And I tell you, I don't think there was any luck involved in blocking that field goal. We worked real hard on that. Nate Harris was a young man we had as a wide receiver last year, and we put him over as defensive halfback this year and did a great job. And I can't say enough for this young man, Ken Lacey. I'm proud of the entire football team. To bring an underdog football team like we have at Tulsa into Lawrence, Kansas, and to beat a real good Big 8 football team like the University of Kansas obviously gives me a lot of satisfaction.
Coach, we're almost out of time, so give it to me real quickly. What was the one key in this game?
Oh, the one key play was a blocked field goal, no question about it. We were moving the football early in the game, but we weren't scoring any points, so the blocked field goal is far and away the big play in the ball game.
All right, Coach, congratulations and thank you.
Thank you very much.
That's it from Kansas. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports.